Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Today I'm going to be taking a look at 10 fragrances that Jomashop has for sale this January 2023 that you need to check out. A lot of these are fragrances that are just at better prices at Jomashop than other places. Some of them are fragrances that are harder to find that Jomashop has that other places don't. But I did the same thing here that I did with FragranceNet and Fragrance Buy this month. Went through the website, went through all the fragrances they had for sale, and picked out ones that stood out to me as being either, as I said, good deals or hard to find. So let's jump into it and let's tackle these 10 fragrances that you should be buying this January at Jomashop. And of course, I'll have each one of these linked in the description in case you do want to check them out. And if you shop at Max Aroma or Twisted Lily, use the code GENTS10 to save yourself 10% off your order. Of course, that's not Jomashop, but you know, 10% is 10%. Okay, so these are in no particular order. We're just gonna bust right through these. I'll show you guys the fragrance and let you know why it's a good pickup. So first up, we've got a 100 ml size bottle of mint and tonic from Atkinson's. And actually there are a number of different fragrances from Atkinson's that are really good buys on Jomashop right now. So they've got this one listed for $69.99, a really inexpensive price for a niche fragrance. And when you compare that to FragranceNet's price, it looks even better. FragranceNet, as of this video, $103.79. So yeah, a big savings, basically 70 bucks versus 104. Really good fragrance for spring and summertime, very classy as you'd expect from the house. And as I said, there are a bunch of other fragrances from that house at great deals as well, not just this one. After that, we're gonna take a look at Hugo Boss Bottled Parfum. Now this is a 50 ml size for $49.99, so basically $1 per milliliter. This is a newer release, came out last year, and it's not available at other discounters as of this video. So basically, if you want it at a discount, there you go. At retail, it's $92, so a $42 savings. This one did not catch a huge amount of hype or anything last year, and part of the reason behind that is going to be that Hugo Boss pumps out Boss bottled flankers like there's no tomorrow, so a lot of them kind of get lost in the shuffle. But if you're interested in that, interested in picking up a newer release at a steep discount, then check that one out. Now we're not going to move away from Hugo Boss just yet. The next fragrance is also from that house, and it's the scent Le Parfum. $64.99 for 100 ml size bottle. And this one, again, as of this video, not available anywhere else. It's sold out at the other discounters. This is a very nice flanker in the scent line. The addition of iris, really well done. It's not really the focal point of the fragrance, more supporting note, but still, as I said, it's pulled off well. Nice compliment puller, good for fall and wintertime, early spring as well. This one, a little difficult to find because of it being constantly and consistently sold out. So the fact that they have it in stock means maybe you should check it out. Then we're moving back to some niche fragrances after that. Eccentric Molecules. Actually, the entire Eccentric Molecules line, for the most part, has very, very good pricing at Jomashop, typically better than other discounters. Now, some of those are testers, but with Eccentric Molecules, I don't think it really matters whether you get a tester or the full presentation unless you just really, really, really want that box. Because Eccentric Molecules never come with caps, so doesn't really matter. So as an example, they have a full-size bottle, 100 mils of Eccentric Molecules Molecule 01 plus patchouli for $59.99. So a really great price there on one of the newer releases from the house and one that's generally well received. But as I said, that's across the whole line, so check them all out. From there, we move on to clones, but not just any clone. The clone to end them all, or the one clone to rule them all, and then the darkness bind them. Club de Nuit Intense Man, but the limited edition, which is more difficult to find and does carry a premium. So they have this listed for $49.99 on the website, 105 ml size bottle. Of course, you can tell the limited edition because it has a different packaging. The box comes wrapped up with a nice little bow, and then on the bottle, it's not black, it's more of a gray coloration and does say limited edition on the front. So why the limited edition? Why care about that? Well, because the limited edition smells better than the regular edition. It's smoother, it's richer, it's sweeter. It's just better And that one is another one that is very often sold out and difficult to locate. So if you've been looking for it, there you go. Now, do keep in mind, Jomashop does not have the best listing practices for their fragrances. And that is one thing that I think that they need to clean up. As I go through there, you know, they'll have a picture, for example, this one of the limited edition, but they don't have it clearly marked as the limited edition in the listing. It just says Club de Nuit Intense Man, but then it's priced appropriately above the normal Club de Nuit Intense Man, which is also on the website. So it's just one of those things where like they need to tighten it up a little bit. From there, we'll bump over to another niche fragrance, Oud Lemon Mint from Mancera. This one you can get a 120 ml size bottle for $69.95. Really good Mancera, one of my personal favorites. I think has a lot of wearability, has good sweetness. It doesn't have any off-putting funk from the oud in there. Nice compliment puller. As I said, good versatility, great performance, a lot to love about that scent. And $70 for 120 mils of Mancera is always going to be a good deal, especially when it's a fragrance like that, one of their best. The next fragrance on the docket is a newer designer release. It's from D Squared, and it's Original Wood. This one you can get a 100 ml size bottle of for $34.99, and you can get it cheaper than that if you want to get a tester. I think the tester is about $5 less, so that one comes in right around $30 US instead of $35. With this one, personally, I would get the full presentation because these D Squared bottles, they come with a magnetic cap. I wouldn't want to get the tester and be capless, especially when that cap is magnetic, you know what I'm saying? So D Squared, in case you're not up on that designer house as far as fragrances goes, they had a lineup of wood fragrances, he wood and she wood. And they were never huge, like never selling in big numbers, but they had their crowd that liked them, really enjoyed them. So what they did is they discontinued all that. They said, no thanks, we're discontinuing it. And what did they do for their fresh start? More wood fragrances. So yeah, they killed all those, and then they just brought out D Squared Wood and D Squared Green Wood and Original Wood. So yeah, it's a little like, what are you doing kind of deal. But this Original Wood harkens back to, you'll never guess, their original He Wood fragrance. So it's pretty cool. It's almost like a rebirth of something that was discontinued, mainly I guess just because they wanted to change bottle styles almost, and they wanted to change the way that they approached their wood fragrances, I suppose. But yeah, $35 for essentially the rebirth of a discontinued fragrance in a nice bottle with a magnetic cap. Pretty sweet. And this is a newer release, as I said before. At least I think I did. So we're going to keep it designer, but a very different style of designer, the Atelier Versace fragrances. Now these retail for $330 US. They are pricey. They're basically like the private line of Versace fragrances, if you want to think about them that way. And they have testers of these, and I think looking at the picture, it did have a cap, so I hope it does. But they have these listed for good prices, some as low as like $120. So $210 off retail, and these are fragrances that typically are not marked down this low. For example, Sidrata Diamante, that one is listed at $119.99. Very classy, fresh type of fragrance. As long as you don't mind not getting the presentation, you should check these out, because it'd be a great way to pick up these high-end Versace fragrances at a steep discount. The next one, the discount is not quite as steep, but it's a fragrance that more of you are going to be familiar with. It's from Bulgari, and it's Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. Full presentation, 60 ml size for about $33.54. I don't know why I said about $33.54. It's listed at $33.54. That's a pretty good discount when you consider that at FragranceNet, it's $41.99 for the same size. So yeah, you're saving roughly $8.50 over the FragranceNet price for a fragrance that's going to give you great wearability through spring into fall, basically. Very clean, modern, fresh, slightly sweet, woody scent. Now we're to the last one in the list, but I do have a couple bonus entries after that. The last fragrance I want to talk to you about is from none other than the Grand Master himself, the King of fragrance, the person that we all aspire to be, the coolest man alive. Yes, I'm talking none other than Double P. Philip Plein. I say this every time, but I'm gonna say it again. If you don't know Philip Plein, go ahead and go onto YouTube after this video, go to the search function, type in Philip Plein, no limits, commercial. Watch it. Philip Plein. Philip Plein.
They call me Mr. Philip Plein. Mr. Philip Plein.
So yeah, seriously, back to this. Philip Plein, the Skull. This is 4.2 ounce size bottle, and this thing retails for over 500 bucks. $525 is the retail price. And this is the full presentation. This is the full Monty. You can get it for $199.99. Now I know a lot of people out there are gonna be like, dude, I am not paying $199.99 for the Philip Plein. And that's all well and good, but at the same time, this is a $325 markdown on a fragrance that is not typically marked down that much. So while it may be from a brand that causes you to cringe, this is still a high-end fragrance done by Alberto Marias that some of you, I think, would be intrigued to check out. Now, a couple bonus entries here. The first one is not a fragrance, it's a candle. Actually, a series of candles. So Lalique, of course, you guys know them probably most from Encre Noir and that whole line, or maybe White and Black, Linsumi. A number of their fragrances quite popular, but they also make scented candles on top of a whole bunch of other things, but they make scented candles that typically retail for $85. And from what I've seen online, these are pretty nice candles. Like, they get high marks. And if you're somebody who likes to have either a collection of candles or high-end scented candles, whether for your office, your bathroom, your bedroom, whatever, they have these available for only $24.99. So 25 bucks for an $85 candle from Lalique is a pretty sweet deal. And they have multiple different kinds on the website, not just like one or two. Now, the last thing that I want to bring up is from Calvin Klein. It's CK1, but it's a limited edition graffiti bottle from 2003. They have this listed for $22.98. Now, I'm going to assume, because they also have a normal CK1 listing, that this is in fact that bottle. And if it is, then getting a bottle from 2003 of a fragrance that's that popular for under $25 is a steal. You can look that graffiti bottle up online, see that it's difficult to find, and it goes for a lot more than what they have it listed. So assuming that this is not a listing error, this is absolutely going to be intriguing to a lot of you out there. So there we go, guys. That will wrap it up. 10 fragrances that I think you should be buying or checking out at Jomashop this January. As the months go on, I'll be doing these for the main discounters that I shop at. As I go through them, I'll pick out things that jump out to me and give them to you guys. That way you don't have to do all the digging and go through 100+ pages of fragrances on these websites, because I've already wasted my time doing that. Thank you all for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.